Hey Marcus, we're asking JJ about the kind of the ball pressure and defense, and just a lot of teams hitting threes. And he said that sometimes as a team, you can be almost scared of the drive, or at least guys that can get off the dribble, and that can make sometimes the ball pressure go down. And I butchered that a little bit, but that's the point of it. What have you seen defensively on the perimeter, and how can you guys kind of get better and maybe get more into shooters or affect things that way?
Man, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is, the team, doesn't matter the player. When they play us, everything goes through the roof. You know, if they were shooting 20%, they shooting 50%. And it's unfortunate, you know, but that's part of the game. It's tough. We got to figure it out. You know, we got to play with a little bit more urgency on that end, especially, and kind of, you know, impose our will, you know. But teams are doing a really good job of, you know, picking certain matchups and picking certain plays that they want to help them, and they're doing a really good job of running on it. So we got to figure it out. It's not easy, you know, especially when you play for the Lakers. You know, you always are the hunted, no matter what. So we're always going to get everybody's best game, and we just got to figure out how to keep that under control. It's not easy, but we got to be able to do it.
Marcus, I'm looking at a story here from Real GM that says that free throw rates are basically like down 20% in January.
For everybody?
Across the league, yeah. Do you feel frustration among your team and an inability to get to the line the same way that you guys had earlier this year? And do you think that's taking you guys out of maybe some transition possessions and different things like that as you guys look for calls?
It definitely doesn't help. You know, when you think you got fouled or you think a call should have been called, and instead of getting back, you know, we're talking to the officials a lot. That definitely doesn't help. But, I mean, I don't think that has anything with why we're losing, you know. We do a good job of getting to the free throw line. Obviously, you want to get there more, but that's just how the game is being called, and we have to be able to adapt to it and understand that, you know, we're just not getting there. The calls aren't being called for us. That's okay. We got to be able to play on and move on to the next play.
If officials are going to allow for a more physical style, like, sure, good news for you.
I wish. I get called every time I try to be physical.
What has to happen team-wide, identity-wise, if that's going to be the way games are officiated?
We just got to start fouling. You know, it's old saying, they can't call them all. And, you know, the toughest team sets the rules. So we just got to come out and, you know, we just got to be aggressive. Whether they call it or not, we can't change how we play because of it.
It seemed like the collective spirit against the Hawks was there, and it was a major factor beyond just making shots, like the energy of the group coming off Sacramento. What can you guys learn from that Hawks game and try to bring it to more games as you go on through the season?
Just keep going. You know, this league is a game of runs. Make or miss, teams are making shots, and we aren't. And that's putting a lot of pressure on our defense. You know, in that Hawks game, we just kind of played freely. We didn't care if we made it, missed it. We played every possession like it was our last, and that's kind of what we got to have to do. As easier said than done, this is what's going to happen. That's the league we're in, and, you know, everybody each year gets better. You know, everybody's working on their game, so we can't, you know, play certain guys and certain teams the way you probably used to. And you got, like I said, we got to be able to adapt, and that's being able to understand that no matter whether our shots are falling or not, we have to bring the physicality on both ends the whole game.
Marcus, when the Melo Ball got going the way he did, do you tip your hat to him because some of the shots were just
some crazy shots? But I mean, hey, like I said, that Hornets team has been doing that over the last couple games. We all know LaMelo. He's been playing like that since he was in high school. So. To us, it's some crazy shots, but to him, those are his shots. So you definitely tip your hat off. But, I mean, I think they shot, 44, almost 50% off the dribble and 50% catch and shoot. I mean, you tip your hat off. They made shots today.
Smart. The game started off positively in the beginning, and you mentioned being a physical defender and, you know, engaging that way. Was there a moment where you felt the overall defensive physicality kind of weakened for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we started off the game pretty good, physicality-wise and everything. And, you know, when we start missing shots and they start hitting some tough ones, you know, like I said, we kind of allowed that to determine how we're going to play. And you know, the momentum swung, and once you're making tough shots, those easier shots become more easier for you. And you know, and if you're the defensive team, while they're hitting those shots, if you're not being aggressive and keeping that same urgency, then things can start to get ugly, and that's kind of what happened for us.
Hey, Marcus. JJ mentioned that Charlotte ran a lot of guard-to-guard screens. What did you see defending those, and where do you feel like the team kind of could have improved on the ball screen defense?
Our one-on-one defense, you know, we gave up a lot of just straight line drives, or you know, not enough respect to the ball handler, the guys that we were guarding. And you know, they did a really good job, like I said, you know, of finding whatever matchup that they felt that they wanted to attack, and you know, attacking it and running their game plan to the best of their ability, and it worked for them. So we just got to figure out a way. We can't do that, you know. When teams try to pick on us, we got to be able to stand our ground.
Marcus, you guys are on the road pretty much the rest of the month, and it's coming after this stretch. Like, what does this kind of juncture of the season mean for the group?
It's big for us. You know, our schedule is a little chaotic right now. And, you know, but everybody's going through it at some point in the season. We got to figure it out. You know, nobody's going to come save us. And we don't need anybody to come save us. We got enough what we got here. We just got to dig down and, like you said, find that what we had against Atlanta and try to play like that every game. Thanks, Mark. Thank you, guys.